The People's Tribunal against the death penalty will now come to order. The witnesses should be prepared to speak. At this time, I'm going to call the first witness.
Thank you, Judge, for having me. I'm going to testify to why the death penalty punishes the poor, and so I hope you'll take it under consideration. Virtually every person on death row relied on a public defender. The American Bar Association estimated in 2004 that 10,000 people are wrongly sent to prison or death row every year because of inadequate defense. Public defenders are often inexperienced, underfunded, and overburdened with capital cases. The LA Times of February 8, 2006 asserts that in some cities it is not uncommon to find a public defender with as many as 1,000 felony cases. Quote, in Texas, about 1 in 4 death row inmates has been defended by lawyers who have been reprimanded, placed on probation, suspended, or banned from practicing law by the State Bar, according to the Dallas Morning News. In an infamous decision of the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, justices ruled that it was all right for a lawyer in a capital trial to sleep through portions of the trial. In that decision, the majority justified their decision on the basis that it could not be proved that the lawyer's sleeping had affected the outcome of the trial. They argued that it could not be shown that the lawyer slept through important parts of the trial. And I would say, what part of a capital trial is not important? That would be my question. And surely having a lawyer be awake at trial would make some difference in that lawyer's performance. Some public defenders are colossally unprofessional and irresponsible, arriving at trial drunk or on drugs. For example, Ron Mock, who defended lots of people in Texas and who is currently under suspension in Texas by the bar, has more defendants on death row than any other public defender in the state. Mock would routinely show up to hearings smelling of alcohol and marijuana and admitted to launching no independent investigations in cases. But it is not just at trial where there is a lack of adequate representation. The appeals phase is where many mistakes at trial could be caught and relief granted by a higher court. My friend Justin Fuller, who was killed by the state of Texas in August of 2006, had a public defender at the state appeals level who clearly lacked experiences and resources to properly defend Justin. At one point, Toby Wilkerson filed a writ for Justin that was actually the writ for a previous client of his. The writ included facts about this other case and in some places the name of the other defendant. When this was presented by Justin's lawyer at the federal level, the courts declined to grant any relief based on this or any of the other issues in Justin's case. And his case was also like a law, similar to a law of parties case, the felony murder, yeah. In closing,
You mean he didn't actually
he didn't actually kill. They tried 2 people for the murder in separate trials as if they had both committed the murder.
Wow.
In closing, people who can afford justice do not get the death penalty. That is why in the campaign to end the death penalty we say, those without the capital get the punishment. As Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has said, quote, people who are well represented at trial do not get the death penalty. I have yet to see a death case among the dozens coming to the Supreme Court, one eve of execution stay application in which the defendant was well represented at trial, end quote. This kind of arbitrary justice, which disproportionately punishes the poor in our country, is just one reason that the death penalty should be abolished, and I hope people will speak to other reasons and that the judge will take it under consideration in her decision. Thank you.
Thank you to the witness. The court is very sorry. Is that my convict down there? Yeah. Well.
We have a witness lined up in.
Okay. The convict will be allowed to speak when the court is ready. Will the witness please state his name for the record?
My name is Andrew Medizada, and I am against the death penalty.
Okay. 1 second, witness. The judge needs her judicial aid. Jason, the judicial aid, would you please come assist the judge?
The death penalty, first of all, there are a number of reasons to oppose the death penalty. It's classist, it's racist, and it hurts the individual. This is not just about the death penalty. This is about individuals, people with families, people who are just like us, who go to work, who share our interests and do the same thing. This is about empathy, feeling their pain. That's my main case against the death penalty. And it's just shameless that we're here in Texas, we're 62%, a state that does 62% of all the executions in the country. It's just shameful. And there's so many reasons to oppose the death penalty, so many reasons. DNA testing is showing that increasingly people are innocent, but they're still being sentenced to death. We need to end the death penalty once and for all. We are one of the last industrialized nations, one of the last Western countries to still kill its own citizens. This needs to stop. That's the end.
Thank you. The witness can step down unless he has anything further.
No further comments.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. The prisoner can step forward.
Go back there, yeah?
Yes. We need to swear you in twice since you've been convicted. Okay, just kidding.
I swear to tell the truth.
Awesome, thank you.
I am a convicted felon on death row. First, I want to talk about my hearing. I am one of the 90% of defendants on death row that DNA evidence was not evident in my case. I was convicted based on eyewitness testimony, which also happens to be the leading cause in misconvictions in the United States. Eyewitnesses do not give completely accurate testimony. This has been proven psychologically and statistically. But I was still convicted. Once I was convicted, I was put in a cell that is 6 feet by 7 feet. I'm in there 23 hours a day. This is cruel and unusual punishment. It is psychologically proven that human isolation causes intense and irreversible psychological harm to humans. Now let's say that you think that I deserve to die. It's okay to punish me for my crimes. I understand what I may have done wrong, but why punish my family? My family loves me. I have a mother, a father, a sister, and I have children. My mother, if I was put to death, might as well be put to death herself. It will cause her irrevocable harm. She has no right to be punished for a crime I did not commit. This is injustice in the system. Why should she have to suffer for my crimes? Punish me. Give me the punishment, but do not punish the people that I love. That is not fair, and it is cruel and unusual to the innocent people in the United States. That is all.
Thank you. You may go back to your 6x7 cell. The court appreciates the prisoner's testimony, and the prisoner can have another chance to speak in the end if she would like.